So I do want to first, I know I'm going to talk about other things with Charlie Gasparino, but I do want to get his read on the shutdown back and forth. And what do you make of all these cross currents?
You know, listen, there's obviously pressure on the president now growing that to end it. I mean, General Kelly came out recently and signed an open letter. I mean, when you have people that were in your administration like yesterday saying you should end this thing because they need DHS, Department of Homeland Security, being funded, I mean, that's pressure.
What do you make of him putting off the speech till after the government shutdown is over?
It sounds like to me they're going to do something this week. It just sounds like they have some movement that I think he knows that he can. This is not. Listen, I agree with him a lot on the shutdown. I mean, listen, I think we need border security. I mean, I think the last thing the Democrats want to do is stem the flow of illegal immigration because people come to this country and then their kids get nationalized and they look at it as voters.
But in this Democratic measure that's being voted on today, it does include more than $5 billion for border security, but not a wall.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I don't understand. This is something that you should ask Chad Pergram, but I don't understand why you couldn't use that to build a fence. And what prevents us from building some barrier with that $5 billion? I just don't get it. Maybe it's not additional $5 billion. I don't know. But, I mean, it's something in there that, I don't get why you just can't say,
but aren't
okay.
the stakes higher now? And I know the latest polls show that it's hurting the president more than it is hurting
Right. It always does.
Democrats.
Well, actually, it doesn't always. It hurt the Republicans more. Listen, the media...
So what do you say? If each side is convinced they're doing the right thing for their core base, that makes it tougher to score a deal, period.
Yeah. They both have intransigent bases, right? Yeah. The left is controlling the Octavio Cortez, my old high school classmate, controls a lot of the dialogue coming out of the Democrats.
You don't want to support anything that kept Homeland Security funded.
She doesn't want to support anything that would make one less immigrant come to this country. Then you have the right, the far right, which doesn't want to let the dreamers in, and are draconian in their own. It's really interesting how the sort of all these centrist, semi-centrist politicians in the middle center. In middle, center, right, center, left are being manipulated by the sort of gross, the gross extremes. But that's what's going on, and but I do want to get to we got
Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, just make a couple points here. They're reporting earnings next week. It's going to be a huge event on Wall Street because of two things: very troubled company. Problem with cash needs. What we understand is people inside Tesla tell us that Elon Musk, the CEO, is going to address two major issues. He's going to likely to address, I should say, who knows, maybe he decides not to and talks about spaceships and pot. But two major issues. One is a massive bond payment that's due in March. They will owe something like $920 million in cash if the stock does not go up to 360. If you look at the stock chart right now, it's well below 360. He's going to address that. He's also going to address what a lot of investors believe is he needs to raise some capital. Now, from what we understand, just so you know, he may say we're raising capital. What we understand is they have the position. People inside say they have enough cash on hand to make that bond payment, which is, if that's the case, I'm somewhat dubious. Investors are dubious.
These layoffs that they announced.
Maybe that's how they're paying for it.
Part of it?
Yeah, that's how they're paying for it. Maybe, and I think he's reluctant to dilute shareholders by doing more cash. I think he's going to have to pay up for bonds. So I think he's looking to get by the best he can with whatever cash. They claim they're cash flow positive. Listen, I'm telling you what they are saying. That's the signals we're getting from inside the company. He may have a different tune when he goes to analysts, but that's what they're saying right up now. And I can tell you, investors are very dubious. This is a troubled company. The numbers, according to a lot of investors I talk to, don't add up.
But I'm beginning to wonder, and I don't want to lump different technologies together, but when I hear Apple saying that it's going to lay off 200 from its driverless car division of this technology that allows the car to operate without a human being, and then I hear the troubles that he's having at Tesla.
Right.
Any links there?
That's a good point. Because they're both involved in that.
We got ahead of ourselves.
That AI space. Yeah, we are. I mean, people were thinking this is the new
new when you're
thing.
in your limo and you realize that there's no driver in the limo, would Charlie Gasparino be worried?
It's probably a better driver than me. No, I'm only kidding. But just one thing I will make a point.
Sure.
The problems that Tesla faces is a little different.
Absolutely.
It's demand for their cars, the Model 3 and the other cars. It's whether, the numbers are adding up, given that they used to have tons of benefits from states, based on all these environmental
things. They go away this summer.
They go away this summer. Mm-hmm. It's whether people really want to spend a lot of money on a electric car and whether electric cars are cost effective for the average person. The Model 3, he wants to sell for $35,000. You apparently lose money at that rate, so it's hard to sell it at a level that someone like me, like rich guys like Neil Cavuto, can spend millions on cars, and it doesn't matter. But this is like a man of the people like me.
You're a man of the people. My foot. Only go to restaurants that have tassels on the menu. So let me ask you, what worries me about this technology? They're beautiful cars. His cars.
Right, and he's a really brilliant guy.
Yes, as are you. So what I wonder about this is the range you get on one charge, and I know it was
getting better. It's getting better.
It's over 200 miles, and that's great and all, but it's murky after that about where you go when your charge is getting low.
And by the way, and what is so great about the car? I think it's if you strip it down, what makes this thing great is the battery. Is a battery worth?
Have you seen? They're beautiful cars.
Yeah, but you can replicate it.
Did you ever like Johnny Quest as a kid, the cartoon?
There are some.
This is something.
See this
Johnny
chair?
Quest's dad would
By the way,
buy.
see this chair?
Yeah.
You can replicate it. It's a great invention, but you can replicate it.
There are a lot of electric cars, but
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Neil. What makes this different is the battery. The question is the battery worth? What's the trading now? $290 a share.
I have no stock in this, no vested interest in it. I think you're minimizing what he did to add style to this. It's sort of like saying of Steve Jobs when he came up, you know.
No, that was much more than
all of these music devices that he had existing music devices. He had an element of
that's
style.
different. That's different.
You're being blind.
He made it easily to download and use it. I'm just telling you.
You're not a Renaissance man like me.
Yes, of course. You were born in the Renaissance.
Exactly. That's about right. All right. Charlie Gasparino making his final appearance on FBN. We loved him dearly, but, you know, they had a room for only one Italian.
Very well.
All right. In the meantime.